Hi, I'm Janie Parrish with the Wadsworth Area Chamber of Commerce, and you are with us with our Chamber podcast today, and you're with our good friend, Laura Brocklehurst. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning, Janie.
Yes, and I have to tell you, I was thinking about you last night, about how long we've been friends, and I've been with the Chamber of Commerce for 13 years, and you were one of the first people I met.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh, Janie, I was thinking it was more like 20 years that we've known each other.
Well, you'd think, wouldn't
Yeah.
you? But yeah, you were working at First Merit Bank.
Yeah.
Was it First Merit at that time?
Yeah.
Yes. And then you went to Suprema, and I still was able to spend some time with
Yeah.
you, so that was pretty good. Yeah.
I love that.
So now you are the owner and founder of Brock11 Consulting. So tell us about that. What are you consulting?
So, Brock11 is we provide human resources and organizational development services to companies really across the United States, but we do a lot of work right here in Medina County where we call home. And when we think about human resources and organizational development, we don't do what I would call the tactical stuff. We're not processing people's payroll. We're not doing benefits, things like that. But we do provide leadership development, succession planning, strategic planning. We have a platform that provides employee assessments to companies that they can use for during the recruiting process or things like that. People use them for more than just recruiting. They're a really good tool to use with emerging leaders to really learn how to best spend your time, with those emerging leaders to really get them to the next step. And we do a lot of recruiting. We build onboarding pathways for companies. And our tagline is building culture by design. And we picked that tagline because really everything from a company standpoint that you do starting from the recruiting process when you're bringing people into your company to the offboarding whenever people leave the company, whether on their own or not, really defines your culture and everything in between. So one of the overarching themes or messages that I share with companies is your culture is felt before an employee ever starts. So if your recruiting process is disjointed or there's lack of communication or no feedback, things like that, that really, my gut tells me that resonates throughout your company as well. So the companies that have really buttoned up recruiting processes, really good communication processes, you see that resonate throughout the entire company in every department. And when they don't, you also see that. So we really help people button that up. It's not easy to do because with companies, they're running a business. And part of running a business is you've got to hire people, right? You need the people, but you still got to keep the business running.
Sure.
So we really help people to really define what that looks like. What does it look like what does your recruiting process look like? What are the steps? What does it look like when you bring somebody into the organization? How do they know what they're a part of, other than just the tactical things that they have to do to get their job done every day? Do they know how they contribute to the bigger picture? How do they learn the message of the company, what the company's all about, the history of the company? I am a firm believer that every person in an organization should really know the history of their company. Where did they start? At their humble beginnings, how they've grown, how they went about that, from the entry-level positions up to the CEO. People should know that message because it ties them in at a much bigger level to the organization. So,
And I think many employers skip over that. Yeah. I mean, just one time, one of our coffee places in town was having a day that, was like 99-cent coffee. And so pulled in, And when I asked the young man at the counter, why is a coffee 99 cents? He's like, I don't know.
it was on the memo.
Yeah. And so anyways, I was thinking about that later, about how sad it was that somebody didn't take a minute to explain why that coffee was on sale that day. Yeah.
Right. And I'm sure there was a story there
Oh,
to
sure.
be told. And, and people talk. I went and got this 99-cent coffee. You know why they were selling it for 99 cents? You're going to tell people that story all day long.
Right. But I will never forget that. And he was like, I don't know.
Yeah. And employees, even before they start with the company, they talk about their experience. They talk about what it was like to interview with a company. What did that process look like? And I also encourage companies to, get feedback from your new hires within the first 6 months. And it can be anonymous feedback. Some companies hire big classes of people, but get feedback on what did that experience, what did that look like for them? Did they feel connected to the company through the recruiting process? And you need that feedback to improve those processes. And we help companies do that. We help companies with recruiting, talent acquisition roadmaps, and really bridging the gap in the communication process, because that is probably one of the biggest obstacles that companies face, is really properly communicating to people and keeping the business running. Everybody's got their everyday things to do, but to me, communication has to be early and often if you really want something special in your culture.
And now I'm smiling because I was thinking of a job I had, and it was when I started. The interview process was not good, but when I started, they showed me where my desk was, and it was piled high with things that people didn't know what to do with. So they just put, and then they handed me a bag of 12 videotapes, and that was my orientation. Watching those 12 videos. It was awful. Yeah. So what you're doing is so unique. Yeah. And of all the things that you're doing, what do you feel sets you apart from others?
Well, we don't have a canned approach. So we really come in with every company and get to know the company. What is that culture? And are they happy with the culture? Do they have the pulse on the employee? Do they really know how employees feel about working there? And we really get to know our customers at a very personal level, and then build from there. So nothing's canned, nothing's out of the box, everything is customized for the company. So if you want culture change, we're gonna poke the bear a little bit and make suggestions based on feedback that we get on how you make those changes and how to go about it. If your culture's amazing and you're just looking to button up processes or speed things up, we're gonna leave your culture alone and we're gonna help you with some of those strategic processes that you've got in place. So we really get to know the companies, and we don't do anything that's just out of the box or canned.
I love that. I love that. Now, Laura, why do you love what you do?
Oh gosh, I do love what I do.
I know you do.
I, at a very young age, knew that I loved helping. No matter what it was, even just physically fixing things with my hands, I just like to solve problems. I was a problem solver at a very young age, and that just really has stuck with me in life. And sometimes, I think it's important that people turn those passions into purpose. And I just love helping people, whether that's individuals, whether that's organizations. One of the things that you'll see on my LinkedIn is I love to see you win. I like to see other people win, and I like to be a part of that with them.
Now, how can people find you?
So you can find me. Our website is www.brock11.net. Our phone number is 330-419-2617, and my email is laura@brock11.net. It's the best way to find me.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Well, Laura, thank you. And also, for those who don't know, Laura's one of our chamber board members and who has been so helpful for the chamber.
Oh, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have a good time.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
We very much do. So, Laura Brocklehurst from Brock11 Consulting, I think what you're doing is absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you. It's a pleasure. I love working in the Medina County community and serving the organizations and the individuals, whether that's through board service or through our company. It's just a pleasure.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you.
Okay.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.